I'm Chris DeStefano. I'm from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, and I'm a songwriter.
So, Chris, you moved to Nashville from L.A.,
Yes,
right?
yes,
What
sir.
made you want to leave L.A. and come to Nashville?
My publisher brought me to Nashville. I was signed to EMI at the time. Brought me to Nashville in June of 2010, and I'll never forget my first trip there. Just immediately fell in love with the town, the people. That was really what got me. The workflow, everything about it just felt natural to me. So it was kind of over the course of about 3 years. I bounced back and forth between LA and Nashville, and then I met my wife. And the story goes, it was literally love at first sight, and and then 2 little kids later, and amazing life memories. I just love I love the town, love the family focused aspect of it, and
it is a great place to live.
Everything just kind of clicked. I still love LA. It still holds a special place in my heart, but Nashville's home.
So you started out, you're from New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
And how old were you when you went to LA?
I was 20, was I 21 when I moved to LA?
Yeah. What was the goal?
Get into music. I mean, that was kind of it. I mean, I was awarded this mentorship through my school where I studied film music in college. Mm-hmm. And when I moved out to LA, I got this mentorship where I was able to work one-on-one with some just world-class composers, guys like Alf Clausen and Steve Bramson, on like all the Star Trek stuff, and The Simpsons, and things that were really at the kind of at the top top tier of productions at the time, and got to be on the scoring stage with some of the best orchestras in the LA recording orchestras, literally some of the best in the world, best players, and so that was kind of initially what got me to LA, and then. And then I met a record producer, and and then the next thing you know is I was working on records, and it was like they always say you never end up doing what you intend to do, but I'd always been writing songs and recording and playing songs, instruments, whatever. That was my whole thing. So it was kind of a natural fit, and then the further down the road I got with that, the more I just fell in love with making records, and got to work on some cool stuff back in the day, just kind of cutting my teeth under him, where I got to learn the ropes, a lot of the producing side and writing side as well, and that's ultimately kind of what landed me down. That was kind of most upstream, but then downstream to that is what landed me my publishing deal years later. She was probably almost 8 or 9 years after that.
Yeah.
That I landed my first pub deal. So.
Yeah. What was your first country song that popped?
Yeah, the first country song that I was ever a part of that really hit, I know the release was a song called "Why You Wanna," that I wrote for Jana Kramer. We didn't write it for her. We wrote the song, and then she made it a big hit. But that was kind of the first one that popped off. I wrote that song with Ashley Gorley and Kat Gravitt, and that was kind of in the transition phase where I was living in LA but bouncing back and forth, and it was like my second trip to Nashville we wrote that song. So again, it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, man, this is really cool. I get to, I think we wrote that song. I was playing mandolin. I brought my mandolin with me, so it was like I wrote that song on mandolin. And I was like, this is cool. We can write songs on mandolin here. And it's actually, it's a thing. It's like, wow, this is really fun. Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, this guy from LA is, I think they might have been expecting me to just hit the space bar or something. But it kind of worked out.
Well, you've been very lucky and had a lot of cuts on Carrie Underwood and Luke Bryan, people like that. I mean, is there one particular cut out of all those that is your favorite or meaningful to you in some way? It's hard to pick.
Loaded question. Yeah, loaded question. They all mean different things, especially like in different scenarios. I feel like there's certain songs they'll just have a little bit of a deeper feel to me in certain situations, especially when I'm performing them. But as far as just personally, when I'm sitting back, I mean, there's a few that really hold a special place in my heart. I think just with regards to faith, definitely Something in the Water that I wrote with Brett James and Carrie Underwood. That's the most special song I've ever been a part of with regards to faith. Family, I think, I co-wrote a song with Dan and Shay called "From the Ground Up," that really has, it had obviously was all about family when we wrote it. But that was actually before my daughter and my son were born. So now they're in the song, and it's like the song has kind of changed meaning for me over the course of many years. But yeah, there's a few, and they're all special in their own ways. I mean, I know that's kind of a
It's hard to pick.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a whatever term, but that's probably the best way of explaining it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it like working with Carrie Underwood? You've co-written a lot with Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie is incredible. I mean, she is a force in the room. Everybody obviously knows her voice and knows what a powerhouse vocalist she is, but she really brings just as much of an engine when it comes to the writing process. And that's just, I mean, as a writer, producer, for me, that makes it so enjoyable to be in the room, because that you can bring so many different ideas, whether they be, just sonic ideas, melodic ideas, whatever, chords, vibes. You can bring all that stuff, and she just immediately latches onto the stuff that she loves, and she knows what she loves. Like if she's not feeling something, you kind of know it, but when she's feeling it, it's honest. And
Singer, I mean, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, oh no doubt. Yeah, I've been very very blessed too. The last I think we're going on 10 seasons now. I've been producing the Sunday Night Football theme for NBC.
Wow.
Yeah, so I get to work with her on that, and yeah, it's always just so much fun. It's and the NBC folks, I can't say enough good about too. They're just such pros in what they do. It's a really good synergy. So yeah, we have a good time.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't realize you did that. That's really
it's
cool.
a lot of fun.
Well, if you could go back and tell high school Chris, I guess one piece of advice about how to be successful as a songwriter, I mean, can you point back to maybe one pivotal moment that changed your life doing what you do for a living?
Yeah, I think but I think that I always kind of did this to never play it too safe. Just always kind of live a little bit on the edge and not be so concerned with the long game, as important as that is. I feel like the battles are kind of won in the small, I don't want to say small, it's not the right word, in the more immediate moments, right? Like the moments that you're writing that song, or the moments that you get a call from somebody, from an artist or something that wants to get back in the room with you or whatever. Like those little moments, I feel like those are kind of they add up to the big steps. I feel like that might be a bit of, and I don't know if 18-year-old Chris would really get that, but I feel like that's always kind of been part of my thing, is just kind of living in the moment and really staying focused on that.
Yeah. Yeah, the advice that I got when I was first moving to Nashville and didn't have anything going on yet, everybody said, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And my response was always, but that's not working. And they're like, trust us. Just keep doing what you're doing. And you know what? They were right.
Worked. Yep.
They were right.
It's
true. You just keep chipping away,
Yep.
keep showing up, keep
Yep.
just trying to write the best song you can every day, and eventually it happens.
Absolutely. And yeah, and again, it's like, to that point, you also realize just how connected we all are, and how we're all really helping each other. And, it's not a singular effort. I mean, I can't take credit for any of my success single-handedly, because it really is a whole team of people and people that believed in me, and, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, it's true. I've heard it said when a song becomes a hit, it's not just a miracle, it's a series of miracles that have to happen for that song to be written the way it was written, to get it to the correct artist, for it to come out at the right time.
Yeah.
And then for the public to like it, it's several things that have to happen.
That is absolutely true. I always say it's a mini miracle. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
You've had a pretty miraculous career here
Oh,
so far,
gosh.
Chris.
Well, I feel like I'm just getting started, but I'm trying. I'm having fun with it. So thank you.
Yeah, that's good. I also wanted to ask you about, tell me what you think about the Palm Coast Songwriters Festival. Like, how would you describe this festival to somebody who's never been to it before? What is the Palm Coast Songwriters Festival like?
Oh gosh, I mean, I think from a songwriter perspective, it's an amazing way to connect with fans, and just you get that synergy with fans, and feel that electricity, which to me that's so important, because it'll be a lot of fun for them to kind of hear the backstories behind some of the songs that really help shape moments in their life anyway, or be a part of moments in their life that they were impacted by. So and also from a songwriter perspective as well, just the camaraderie and the connection. I mean, there's like literally a writer I met last year He and I have stayed in very good touch, and when we sparked up a relationship from being here last year. So, but yeah, I genuinely love so many of the folks that are part of this, and kudos to Gary for really just being such an amazing leader in this event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me there can't be too many of these.